My name's Emily, and I vlog at Southern Expectations, and today I'm here with my wedding photographer, Shanna Duffy, who is the best, obviously. And I'm sitting with her today, and I'm going to ask her a couple questions. Maybe it'll give you guys some inspiration or some tips and tricks whenever you're choosing a wedding photographer. Okay, Shanna, question number one.
All right.
What made you decide to become a wedding photographer?
Oh my goodness. All right. I've always loved photography. I've always been drawn to like a good photo. Even as a child, I remember that. And I used to have a 110 camera, and we would, my sisters and I would do like makeovers with god-awful makeup and like our permed hair, because this was the 80s. And we would put like an umbrella over our shoulder.
I like it.
Oh yeah.
Get
and
it,
with the
girl.
110 camera, we just smashed it. It was glamour shots up in my bedroom. But let me see. I started working for a sports photographer when I was 19, I waited about 10 years after working part-time doing that, and suddenly was just like going through a midlife thing at 25, and decided to only start doing things that I loved and felt passionately about. So I just said to myself, what would I be doing if I could make money doing anything I want? And it was definitely photography. So I quit my job as a medical secretary and threw away my plan to become a nurse eventually, because that was like where the steady job and steady paycheck was, so it's the right thing to do. And I just decided to follow my heart and just trust that if I really focused on what I wanted to do, that the money would come. So.
Yeah, I like that story. Okay, what are some of your favorite moments to capture during the wedding?
Ooh, you're stumping me today. Okay, daddy-daughter dances, they get me every time.
They get me, I cry.
Oh, I am
at
a
everybody.
baby. Play some butterfly kisses.
Oh.
That's it, it's over. It's all over.
Done.
And then the moment that we discussed a few moments ago, where the groom is looking at the bride as she's coming down, that's such an intimate moment between the bride and groom, even though there's like hundreds of people there.
Well, because everybody else is looking at the bride, nobody's looking at the groom.
They're not at all. No, he's just chopped liver at that point.
Yep.
But the bride, that's all she's focused on, and it's the most beautiful moment. It's almost, you can see that they're actually frozen in time at that moment, and everything else is buzzing around them. You know, people are taking pictures, holding up iPads, and the music's playing.
Yep, I had a few people holding up phones and iPads in my pictures, and I was just like straight down that aisle. We just got to make it there. Okay, let's see. How long is your average work day? 8 hours would be an average day, I'd say. We've definitely had some 12-hour weddings. Those are like marathons. Yeah. But because you've had some stories about, did you get stung by a bee recently and you just kept trucking?
Yes. I had shoes, ballet flats, but they had a little cut design at the front of the toe, and I was walking out my front door, and I have a lot of clovers growing up in my grass. Apparently there was a bee in the clover, and just happened to step on them with the open toe part of my shoe, which was literally like a 1x1 square. And it stung me right in the toe on the way out the door, and I just kept right on trucking, put the bags in the car, and just...
What is your advice to brides who are choosing a photographer for their big day?
My advice would be get a contract. First and foremost, you have to have a contract if you're dealing with somebody that doesn't have an awesome contract for you and give you time to peruse the contract without being pressured to lay a deposit down right then and there. Then walk away, because it's not the right photographer. I feel like look for somebody that you're comfortable with is a very important piece of advice, because you will see your photographer much more than you will see your spouse on your wedding day.
We were attached at the hip.
We were. And let me say, the other piece of advice, make sure that you go through their portfolio and you like their style. And ignore those stupid checklists of questions that you always see, like what type of camera do you shoot on? Because what bride really knows much about types of cameras? That information is of no use to you. Just make sure that the person is really a professional. Check their references. Any good qualified photographer will have references and testimonials on their website available for you to look at.
Okay, so I guess we're going to wrap it up because these guys are about to pack us up for the chairs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's over.
Okay.
That's for the blooper reel.
What? I just don't like hearing myself talk.
film, we would have to like put our head in a bag. There's a hummingbird right there. Oh.
I have my Diddy.
Are you missing Diddy? Because
Yeah.
I'm way better than Diddy.
You should have chose a lot sooner.
No.
It is. Oh God.
All right, I can't take you serious. You're gonna have to go behind a bush.
Yeah.